Every single year, Rolex release new watches, which they advertise on their website and also in store. But they also discreetly release off-catalogue watches, which you can't just walk in and buy, but they are still technically for sale. You'll know what I'm talking about. The best examples are the Rainbow Daytona, the Haribo Yachtmaster, the Eye of the Tiger Daytona, and also the full diamond Skydweller. There are way more, but I think in 2024, there was some new Arabic dial day dates, I think, or was it Daytonas? Why the hell do Rolex even have them? Why are they called off-catalogue? Why are they so secretive about these watches? Let's talk about it. Unfortunately, most of us will never get to own watches like these, but it feels like within all watch lovers, there's this thing deep down inside of us, there's this pursuit of building a collection, owning certain watches, obtaining the Grail watch, that really grips us. Even if it feels like these watches are so far away, we still go for it. To me, off-catalogue watches signify a never-ending journey. You know, 99.99% of people will never get to the point where you can own it. And it's like becoming an elite athlete or like global singer or actor. You know that you're probably not gonna get there, but you might give it a good shot anyway. What is life without these watches? Getting quite deep here, but imagine you get given a Panda Daytona and you're like, okay, wow, I've got the ultimate sports Rolex and I've had 10, 15 other watches and that's it. There's nothing else unless they release new watches in the future. It's kind of like, wow, yeah, what do I do now? And it's, yes, you've got AP and Patek, but that would be it for Rolex. I feel like there needs to be something that even the richest people can't have. It's like there always needs to be something for us to chase. It's funny because like these watches are offered to the people that spend the most amount of money. So whoever spends the most amount of money gets the right and the privilege to spend the most amount of money on a watch, which is an interesting take. I'm talking about these rich people, but like, who does actually end up getting these off-catalogue Rolex watches? There is no surprise whatsoever here. It is the people that spend the most amount of money with the Rolex AD, probably anywhere from 300,000 to $1 million plus. And yeah, they're probably hyper successful. They are the best at what they do in their industry, and sometimes they are very, very well known, and there are some celebrities that wear these in public, like Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg, Ed Sheeran, John Mayer, Drake, Roger Federer, and probably many, many more. But who really cares about these people? It doesn't help me and you getting these watches. So how do the ordinary, non-famous, non-celebrity people get a watch like this? Well, it's not easy. And the reason why it's not easy is because you're not just competing with all the clients at your local AD anymore. You're competing with literally every single AD in the country that you're in, and actually maybe even you're probably competing against everybody in the world at this point. And the reason for that is because off-catalogue Rolexes get allocated differently to a standard Rolex would, like a Datejust. A Datejust would be allocated by the store manager at your local AD, and they have the decision power over who gets the watches. But an off-catalogue Rolex, it is Rolex themselves who will decide who gets that special watch. So what Rolex will do is they will research and vet the people that are put forward, so the AD will put somebody forward, and then Rolex will do their investigation on that person, and they will deem the person good enough for this watch or not good enough. It'll be based on income, it will be based on like family relationships with the AD, spend history of course, length of relationship, and they'll want to see like proof of address on bills and all this kind of stuff. It's crazy. And the reason for that is because they are so rare and they are made in such low quantities that Rolex feel the need to take on that responsibility themselves and make that final decision over these special watches, because Rolex don't want people to be selling these and for the market to be flooded with them. Something I've noticed about the off-catalogue watches themselves is they're always precious metal, I think, and they're 90% of the time covered in diamonds or some super rare gemstones. Like, why don't Rolex release a steel Daytona with an ice blue dial or a blue bezel or a full steel Blueberry GMT? I guess they would want to make a very clear and definitive divide between what is for sale in store and what isn't. And to do that, they need to be more unique and flamboyant, and they need to use these stones and diamonds to make it more special and more rare. And let's be honest, off-catalogue watches are not cheap. A Rainbow Daytona is now, I think, around £116,000. So to demand a six-figure price tag, the watch really needs to reflect that amount of money. So precious metal probably does need to be used, and also the rarest stones as well will need to be thrown onto the watch. Or this is just one big marketing strategy, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the case, that Rolex have shaped a perception of these watches to the point where we believe that they are hard to get and ultra rare luxurious, and importantly, a privilege to have them. And it's almost like it would be rude to decline spending over £100,000 on a watch. Now, if you're lucky enough to be offered a £116,000 Rainbow Daytona and you decide to sell it, what would happen? Well, I think the exact same as if you were going to sell an Oyster Perpetual. I think they would have a conversation with you, they would ask if you'd sold it, and you'd potentially just be blacklisted. You bought the watch. You have every right to do whatever you want with the asset that you own. And that's the case for if you're going to make £100,000 on a watch, or if you're going to lose £1,000 or £500 on a watch. You own it, you can do whatever you want. And that's why I think Rolex get involved with these exclusive off-catalogue sales, because they probably want these super, super rare, luxurious watches in the right hands, and in the hands of people that they want them to be in, and not resold on the secondary market to strangers that they don't know. I think Rolex are probably just thinking about brand protection at this point. But the interesting thing is, who is to blame here? If somebody resells one of these exclusive off-catalogue Rolexes, who's to blame? Because Rolex did their research and investigation on this individual, but also the AD has that relationship also, so both parties probably are to blame for selling the watch. I'd be interested to know, do any of you guys have an off-catalogue watch, or do you know anyone that has been offered one and bought one? If so, please let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.